Recording, are we, Mark?
Yeah, RacingRant preview for Randwick. It's a sunny day. We've passed the shortest day of the year, so...
The Salufinus, what's it called?
The winter solstice.
Solstice. Salufinus, that was pretty close.
Yeah, so, look.
Plain.
You excited about this meeting, Glenn?
Oh, it's a juicy meeting, guys. 9 races at Randwick. Rain-affected track, a lot of horses first up or into their prep or whatever, or you know, in the case of Test the World, going for his 5th win. So a lot from the yard for me tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, definitely. I'm particularly keen.
Get on board if you want to. I've been sort of sending pretty good.
The first 3 races for Glenn are going to be very important.
So rail out 7 metres.
And I have to mention, on Wednesday, I put it down to Glenn from the mounting yard in the first 2 races. I said, I'm keen on a lot of these horses. I'm just going to see, what does he do? He gives me a $16 winner and a $4 winner. Beautiful stuff. That's why you should be getting to the races.
Couldn't you get that second winner a bit longer?
Yeah, oh well, one. Both on top, I think, just the only number I gave you. Anyway, that manicure in the first, $16 on Betfair, was just outrageously amazing price. Anyway, wasn't that clever?
It comes off sometimes.
It's great that it happens. Anyway, 7 metre rail tomorrow. Track is a heavy 9 and will be a heavy 9. Now, on all age stakes day, the rail was out 7 metres. The track was officially a heavy 8. Ratings to win, and you need to get ratings to win because they correct all those errors in the data. They've classed that meeting as a heavy 9.
Hey, this is good advertising for us. We're going to be on Google Earth.
Yeah, we're on Google Earth here.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's old mate.
Hey.
Hello, old mate. Wow.
How much you get paid to drive that around?
Don't
Wouldn't
know.
that be great?
Oh, probably 200,000 a year. That's the base rate for Glenn.
They'd be getting 4,000 a week for sure. Google Maps Street View. Look at this, we're on Google Maps.
Hey, watch that Subaru.
Hit it.
Hey, Google Maps. This is exciting. Are we going to be... So if we come to this street and look up... If you come to Google Maps and look up this street, which is... And what's this park called? RacingRant Park?
RacingRant Park.
Yeah.
Look up Racing.
us.
You'll see us.
Well, how about that, eh? If you film often enough, you'll turn up.
Wow, that is so exciting.
Right, so back to the matter at hand.
Yeah, let's go.
7 metre rail on all age stakes day, and if I read out the winners to you, Glenn, you might have some indication of how the track played. Race 1 was won by Mercurial Lad, the highway. Sat just off the lead. Race 2 was won by Untamed Diamond, chasing down Sweet Serendipity.
Yep.
Race 3...
So it was a bit on pace that day, get to the middle.
Yeah, right, and particularly savagely out to the middle late because the nightcap was won by Kellyville Flyer. But in the meantime, the Mission led all the way to win the Champagne Stakes. Top of my list led all the way to win the Japan Racing Plate. Raymond sat 4 deep just off the speed and powered away in her race. And Red Zell led all the way in the Hallmark Stakes. Winning barriers on the day. 11 of 12, 6 of 9, 8 of 10, 10 of 10, 7 of 10, 10 of 13, 5 of 10, 6 of 10, 4 of 10.
Okay. Middle to wide draws, on the pace.
Yeah.
Getting the job done. Great information that, Mark. And again, brought to you by RacingRant.
So that was a 7 metre rail
at
Randwick on a wet track recently. Let's kick off with an exciting race, race 1, with
very exciting actually.
A lot of blue colours in the field.
4 of them.
But 2 of them are acceptors for Kembla. I don't know what that means.
What are those 2, Mark? Just for
Evict and Regimen, the unraced. Now the market reads $3.20 the favourite Last Starfighter, $6 Lipizan, $6 Star Galaxy, $8.50 Evict, $9.50 Music Edition, 13 Regimen, 14 Florid, 15 Korg. So they have, well, almost the 4 roughies in the field.
Who the O'Shea's, Beedmans, whoever they are, the Godolphins.
Godolphins. Last Starfighter has blinkers on tomorrow, which will mean that he's on pace rather than off pace. Florid has good speed. Lipizan clearly is a designated leader. And Music Edition obviously flopped out and led all the way over the short course at Gosford.
Well, it didn't flop out, it zipped out, didn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I was being a bit sarcastic.
Yeah, it zipped out and then controlled and then just raced away. Only over 1,000 goes up 1,200 road, but it's a very fast horse and looks to have plenty of talent. Not that I like it that much tomorrow. Don't think it presents well. What are we going to do with Last Starfighter, guys? Last start, $81 on Betfair as they jumped. Has the big flashing light at Rose Hill in these type of conditions, a different track. obviously back to home.
So it's hard to believe that 3 weeks ago we were racing on a fast track.
What do we do with this horse?
Well, it comes home for the first time. It's having its third start.
Hieronymus, tick. Blinker's first time, tick.
Yeah,
do you want to back it at 3 dollars 10?
No.
Me neither.
Gordo.
Yeah, there'll be. I'm interested in a stack of horses here. It will be down to Mounting Yard Mail. I'm particularly interested in at the price number 6, Evict. Obviously, something's been going on with this horse with all these trials from the O'Shea stable, but they've got their #1 jockey on in Sydney on tomorrow.
Oh, what, Corey Brown?
Well, I'm saying they've sent him up for the big rides in Queensland, probably. So
yeah, they've got their #2 jockey.
They're #1 in Sydney. I actually quite like the trial. If there's a line through Boguest there and a trial 3 back, I thought they were.
Who's obviously the connection with the Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
And but Boguest was a good deal better than Last Starfighter when they met.
Yes, and I thought that Evict and Boguest were of a similar standard trial. So at the price of what, $8 did you say, or something like that? That's going to be my go-to in this particular race. I admit that number 8 Libizan has done nothing wrong, but it's just a horse that I don't seem to be able to find.
It's a millions. Isn't it a millions?
Well,
Mark, isn't it a millions? Yeah. It's a millions.
And Star Galaxy, I mean,
sets up well for
beat bums last start, but obviously didn't have, you know, missing the kick is unusual for it. What are you saying on the map with it?
I don't know. I really didn't like the way that horse travelled in the run.
No,
it was a weird looking thing, wasn't it?
But did it just have a completely off day? And
the first run of the race, and it's done. Got the job done at the.
And the only winner up the inside, but first use of the track, we don't know whether that's...
Yeah. I thought it had a lot to like about it. I like the booking of Glyn for Peter and Paul Snowden. I think this is a perfect example, and I'll talk later about how we work out Glyn. I think we're going to get good Glyn all day here on this horse. A couple of other rides later on we might run into bad Glyn, but I don't think he's going to ride a Peter and Paul Snowden horse poorly when he's resurrecting himself. He's come out of the cave. He's said, I'm the anointed one.
My only problem with it is that I don't think it's got a lot of speed. I mean, I went back to last, obviously, first run.
But haven't we got juice in this race?
Yeah, I know, but I'm always worried about seeing horses that don't show early speed.
But it wasn't the same in its trials.
Yeah, but they were slow heats. You know, it was the first time that it was put into a situation where they were travelling at top speed rather than trialling.
We've got Libizan coming out in barrier 2,
like
guys.
It. I like it.
The
Star Galaxy,
yeah.
but my proviso is that.
Well, this is I'm telling you now, Libizan, bang, there it is there. We've got Rubbles, horse, it won't just flop out, it'll go, it's outside lead. We've got Hieronymus going, well, they've gone, even though I got blinkers first time, I'm going, but I have to tuck in here. It's going to be a little bit of game on.
Yeah, and Florida's fresh and got quite a bit of toe.
So doesn't this Star Galaxy, well, I'm now 3 lengths behind them, Glenn looking at them and just smoking?
No, I'm saying maybe struggling to keep up.
Oh, I don't think you can say they're better like the race 2-year-old having a second start from the Snowden Yard. Well, you know, it's won both trials, it's won its only race. How's it going to be? Well, it won't be struggling to keep up. It'll be 5 or 6 lengths away, but it won't be struggling. It'll just be, I'm back home.
Yeah, look.
Ticks a lot of boxes, I thought. I'm tipping 9 on top, guys. To beat Hieronymus, who will go around and lose with me on number 4, but I kind of will be cheering for him because I think it's finally Gay's giving him a decent ride, which is outrageous.
What's been going on?
He never gets a ride off him. He works here year in, year out, never gets a ride off him.
It wasn't shown to advantage on Sismontane, Glenn.
Yeah, but does Sismontane have much hope in that race?
Well, it didn't once.
If it leads, it wins.
After 100 metres, it didn't.
I'm interested in what Gord said about the Beedman Evict, because I think Gord's got a good eye for these Godolphin horses. But, you know, even 1 and 3 have little bits of feelings that they're going to go around with.
A lot there, isn't there?
4 wide on a
it had none.
on fire day.
It had none. So, you know, going up distance perfect for it, and it wasn't that hard a run.
Yeah.
$15, I'll be winning on it. Great start of the day. How excited are we?
Yeah. Hold on, Mark. What have you got on top?
I've got 6 on top, but as soon as I saw it was accepted for Kembla, I went, ah. I didn't like that at all. Like, I did the race, and then I noticed it was an acceptor for Kembla, and I went, well,
geez, I'll be surprised if it runs at Kembla and they put Abdullah on.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I don't like the fact that they've lined up that alternative, but anyway.
I'm going to take the $8 tomorrow morning at 9 with a little bit of cross my fingers kind of stuff.
Look, I would say chances are 6, 4 and 9, and I think that both the top two will trade above their true odds. I'm obviously potting Music Edition, who was heavily advantaged by the bias, and Lipizan is what we've seen is what we get. Race 2, very interesting 3-year-old race. We've lost launch code, and been left with favourite as Ghostly at $4.80. Sorry, these prices are not been trimmed. $5 Memes, $7 Colander, $11 the Pharaoh, $13 Aquatic, $13 Rachel, scratch for Wednesday, $14 Piston C, $18 Suspenders, and the other two aren't far away, $21 Cadogan.
Can someone tell me the horse that can't win?
No. Oh, Aquatic.
Fucking it can win, God. It can, even Billion it can win.
I reckon it's a cat.
It can.
It did that one. Last time I was at Randwick over 12.
Fucking oath. It's down 5 kilos. Oh my goodness, yes. And it meets some horse. Fucking meets Ghostly 4 kilos better for their last time they met. Like, it can win.
I just see people keep on tipping this thing, and it just had that one decent win, and that's it. So.
Yeah, and has it ever been at Randwick 1200 since?
No. No, right, it's gone to the bush, it's gone everywhere.
Basically, I would have said the only one that can't win is Rachel.
It's trained by a Waller, it's a stable change. Got DF.
Kiwi Sprinter that leads.
Okay, well, you've said one. Okay, great. Is this anyone we know?
A neighbour?
Oh, it's a neighbour, okay.
Anyway, Rachel is part of the speed. Memes is obviously right there, having her first run at 1200 metres. I had Ghostly and Janot handy to the speed, and not sure what the Pharaoh will do from a wide gate fresh. Who wants to take this up?
Well, guys, like, if the first thing I've said about this race is, can you tell me what horse can't win? Because I obviously think it's a very, very open race. I thought Colander, you know, I like the look of this horse. I think it's back in class. I think it's racing well, and I like the 61 kilos because that means the price gets out.
Oh, and the senior rider booking too.
I love the senior rider booking for the 61.
And it's had 4 starts in Sydney for 3 wins.
Go Benny, he lumped the 62 all the way down the straight yesterday. The caller said, well, number 9 had 59.5. So this weight, the minute they're hitting this 60, everyone just gets alarms bell, the fair reacts, everything blows out.
It's good.
It is fantastic. I think there's juice there in number 1. To beat Mems, who I think will get the 1200 and is rubber stamped flying. I think Rachel rode it really well. And for third, put in old mate, Aquatic, getting home late. But you know, like, yeah, I think horses are going to get well at the market. I think a horse like, for example, Cadogan, who's coming off last, so it's going to get out to $40 or $50 on Betfair. With Adam Hieronymus, it won't be going around a loser for me. I like that style of form. We've just done absolutely nothing the other day. So.
All right, so you haven't mentioned the other horse in the betting, which is Ghostly, which seems to have found his way, and he's trialled well since.
PR went at 1, trialled since, just done nothing wrong.
Gordo.
I started with Ghostly. I don't like backing horses that got such good PRs its last start, but
did piss in.
Yeah, but it pissed in, which is what I'm saying. So I'll just go like even par there. Had the freshen up.
That's a good comment,
and
Mark.
that was a really good trial. I think this is the horse that is springboarding.
You can ignore the PR if it PIs.
Yes, that's good.
Another little pearl there from the RacingRant team. Ignore the PR if it PIs.
So I'm interested in Ghostly, and then a couple at odds, which were
Suspenders would have been one of them.
Suspenders, nice trial.
Change of stable there.
Weird shit going on with the stables. Obviously, isn't there a second change now? Like,
well, Brad Widup has got those.
He's got Damien's horses.
Damien Flowers horses, right?
So he's the trainer for Damien now. He's had the 3 runners for 1 win. He's obviously got to be a talented trainer. Not that that means anything. You've just got to make sure you wake up, feed them, and watch them, you know, do 800 metre. You've only got to talk to Bjorn Baker to realise you don't need much skill.
Not work them too close to the race.
It's just not that hard a gig. It's more being able to get the finances. You've got to be a good accountant to be a good trainer.
Joe Prod said something very interesting to me the other day. He said, you know, I don't work my older horses with a mate. And I gleaned from that he's saying he doesn't want to make them sour by
getting beat.
Well, and also competing too often. You know, they need, you know, they've worked out what racing is all about. So they just need enough work to be fit enough.
Right.
But they don't need to be busting a boiler with some young Turk next to them.
And then also if the young Turk beats you, does that lack your confidence?
I don't know, but it seemed a very interesting tactic.
I'd say that's great commentary. And again, this commentary, that's Mark talking to Joe Pride and we bring it here to Racing Rant. So how good are we? That you might want to watch the other shows.
I think it's great commentary, but I'd want to know when he started doing that, because if he started doing that 3 months ago, I'd say maybe you should change it round. But yeah.
Did we get something final from you, Gord?
Oh well, the MEMS. I just look. I'm really struggling because there is a considerable question mark about the 1200 metres. Other than that, it's flying. I think Jeannot's got a chance as well. Even down the bottom there, Peaceful Sea has a chance. For me, it'll be long blowing value and ghostly on top.
What the fucking hell is long blowing value?
It means those outside the market that blow a little bit tend to overblow, and I think anything can win the race, so they'll be the ones I back.
I knew you meant it wasn't. It's just so fun. We've heard that saying. Long blowing value.
Long blowing value. Well, it's one of my angles. So yeah, but I've got ghostly on top.
This is interesting for me because you've got memes there, which I agree with you. She's going very well. She's got the wet track form now.
She does have a feel of vulnerability. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I know. I'm saying this is the first matchup with good track form v heavy track form going on to the next heavy track. And you know how I was speaking recently about the fact that I think good track form is far deeper because more horses are competitive, and so I prefer good track form going onto a heavy track than heavy track form going onto a heavy track.
Okay.
So this is our first look at that. I suppose we've got a bit of a look at it in race 1 with Lipizan versus Last Starfighter, but maybe that's irrelevant. Anyway, Kalandi, you've made the point that he's better off at 1200 metres and his Sydney form is first class. Ghostly has found his way as a gelding, seemingly. Memes, what you see is what you get. I don't know what to make of Cadogan at the moment. Jeannot comes, she's now third up from a long spell. She's got the blinkers on. She's had the 1200 metre run in quite a decent race, and I think she's a great middle pegger chance. Suspenders, you've mentioned about its trial. It's drawn a bit close to the inside for me. The Pharaoh is first up in his second preparation from a first up yard. Aquatic, we don't need to talk about him anymore, and I can't really have the bottom one, but she's obviously got connections, as in Seawalla. Interesting race 2. Race 3, we're up to the 1400 now for the fillies and mares. $3.30 Heavenly Anna, $3.50 Test the World, $7.50 Reby Rampart, $8 Yuma Desert, $9 Lab Dien, 15 Loves of Fantasy, 18 Lani Girl, and for the sake of completeness, 51 Stiletto Vixen. And she's on speed here, Stiletto Vixen, along with Yuma Desert, who was very purposeful the other day. Do you think they'll be as keen to lead tomorrow, Glenn?
Look, this
wasn't the idea that she hadn't found the bunny, so she needed to find the bunny. We're getting on the bunny today and we're going to back the crap out of her.
Again. They just keep backing the crap out of this horse, and because it keeps getting beat, and I keep winning on the fact that it keeps getting beat, I just keep putting, every time I look at its form, I keep putting the pen through it. 4
to go forward here anyway. Yuma Desert,
it's the last 10 runs,
Vixen,
look at them.
Test the World and Reby Rampart. Heavenly Anna obviously sits in her favoured position.
Yeah, well, the most interesting thing about this race is, I actually just thought there was the two mares, the two fillies or mares flying that, you know, they took up most of the market, and I'm tipping 2 from 1, so I'm not giving you much exciting there. But the most interesting thing about it was Test the World going for 5 wins in a row for the 5th different jockey. I really found that really interesting. It won at Gosford with Chad Lever, then went to Ben Mellum, then went to Corey Brown, then went to Jay Collett, and finds Ty England tomorrow. So Ty's been riding well, which is nice for Ty. He's going good. At least he's earned some money in his lifetime, and I think he'll do a really good job on it tomorrow. That gives you see a horse. Right, it just shows you how
you've read the form guide out there, the jockey list. What about its chances tomorrow?
I think it's got an undeniably good chance, don't you?
I don't know. I find this a vexing horse in this race. It's like coming into something a bit different. It looks like it might have used its marbles up a bit. It's going to 1400.
I thought its win last start implied to me it was a horse that had reached the end of its preparation. Then I see it in this race.
Why? Because it fought and then stuck its nose out?
Yeah, but just like...
How did it reach it? It didn't
look like the end of its prep to me. Like, would have if it won by like, you know, 3/4 of a length, bunch finished, only just got on the line, got the bob down on the line.
It was a fucking 100 to 100 metres and picked itself up.
I know. So lawnmower effect. It's given everything it's got. Now it's time for a spell. That's what my feel is about it. And by the way, this is mounting yard mail for me. If it isn't beaten up, Test the World is an absolute moral.
Yeah, so it's a bit binary here, I found, Glenn. It's like...
He's placed this horse so well. And by the way, you know the form lines around it are solid as well.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'll read the format. I'll read the format.
Busted up.
It won a Class 1, it won a benchmark 72, won a benchmark 78, it won a benchmark 85. It carried 55 kilos when a benchmark 85 comes back to an 81 and goes up 4.5 kilos. Yes, but like, so it should.
Mm. And it beat Slumber Party and Insensata, which...
and Noir.
And Noir. So, Jesus, it's...
Fucking ticks some boxes to me, guys.
Look, I'm just saying moral, but I'm just a little bit scared about maybe being beaten up after last week.
Okay.
Yeah. You can let me know, can't you, Glenn?
Well, maybe. Not maybe... I know the horse is going to parade well, but now you got me overthinking it too.
It's easy to overthink. Well, the other favourite, Glenn, Heavenly Anna, who obviously has relished wet tracks 1400 metre Randwick. Is it too simple?
What, that setup?
Yeah.
Not really. I think it's...
Is there any hole in that or not?
She's going to sit 5th or 6th here and...
Everything is the same?
Everything's the same, yeah. She's going to get going. She didn't win by 3.3 last start. She didn't win by half a length. She's going to be very, very hard to beat.
All right, so talk me through this particular comparison. Have a look at Heavenly Anna in the Provincial Championship. How many runs back is it? 4 runs back? And have a look at Rebe Rampart in the Provincial Championship and tell me how those runs are any different.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but...
and Rebe Rampart has contested the speed in a fast run race the other day and gone really well. It's got Glenn, it's got an ideal draw. I put her right alongside Heavenly Anna and she's more than double the price. She's almost triple the price.
I suppose when I looked at Rebe Rampart, I didn't go that far back. I just saw beaten up by Cottage, who got a PR in that race, and Labdy and labouring away. And when you do the tapes in that race, you just see him, I felt a little bit unenthused.
Whereas you were enthusiastic about the other horse?
No, I'm enthusiastic about number 2,
yeah, I think, yeah.
but I'm saying
I'm
playing devil's
advocate. For me, Mark, that is an anchor on the one.
I fucking wish I both hadn't talked to you two this race.
There is an anchor on the one.
There's only one horse you can back in the race, and that's 2. You decide whether it's beaten up or not. I think I think if you're getting $3.50 to find out whether it's chewed up or not, that's a really good price.
And what you've just mentioned there about 1 probably inspires me more into 2. Because, you know, you watch Rebe go around and you know, Cottage runs past it.
Ditto, ditto, ditto. Okay, that's race 3. Race 4 is a highway. We've lost number 1.
I was so clear with that race before I spoke to you two. Now I'm spinning mess.
No, you're clearer now, aren't you?
I suppose. I thought 2 hopes, and then now maybe it's just 1 hope.
I only think there's 1 hope.
Or no hopes.
Well, yeah, it's 1 or none. So there you go. Does that work out?
And they are fillies and mares, and they can just drive you absolutely cuckoo. Anyway, race 4, guys. The Filthy Highway.
Yes, $3.30 Nick Tock, second up from 1,000. $6.50 Conniving.
Who beat it last start?
$8.50 Bulala, who's a bit of a mystery horse. $12 Atlantic Sentinel, who's a highway veteran. $13 Leap of Legend. So Matthew Dunn has done a couple of shifts. He's brought a couple of shifties down.
So what price
here.
was Leap of Legend?
$13.
Jesus, it'd be easy to win on it tomorrow.
His stablemate, who is the stablemate? Runway Ready is $19. $16 Barricade, who's found some form out wide, and that's pretty much your market. Now, Conniving, it just springs like a gazelle out of the barriers, doesn't it?
Loves it.
It is a beauty. So she'll be straight there, leaving Nick Tock in the death again. And I had Leap of Legend box seating in this race. Remember Leap of Legend, John Sargent? Couldn't walk.
I just see Matty Dunn, see Winnet Grafton, 3rd on the Gold Coast. Typical, like 4th up for tomorrow, racing well, $13. Just want to make sure I'm on it.
Yeah, although he hasn't really tried his sort of Grafton cavalry, has he? I mean, both of these. Sorry, he's got Conniving, who we know well.
We know it well.
Yeah, and the other two are sort of they've got a brace of wins at Grafton apiece, and that just seems a bit poor to me.
Well, I've found a little bit of an angle here, which is Matthew Dunn thinks his best chance in this race is number 7, Leap of Legend, which gives a slight negative to Conniving, which is linked to Nick Tock. So I've gone outside those 3.
Right.
I've gone for number 4,
but
Barricade.
Just let me get it. Why do you think he thinks Leap of Legend's a better chance than Conniving? What makes you think
it on the radio?
Well, who by? What? Oh,
somebody said, I've rung Matthew Dunn and he thinks his best in this race is Leap of Legend.
Oh, okay. Because I just wondered where you heard that. Yeah. Okay.
No inside information.
Yeah,
I only get that down south. Up north, I've got nothing. So.
I've marked Nick Tock like 7-2 here. I don't think it's a great setup for him.
I don't think it's a great setup for him. Barrier 12 second up, going up in distance. Rough chance of Bad Glen?
You're going to stake yourself on whether you can pick good or bad Glen.
I think you have to.
Okay.
I think in punting you got to think of every little angle, and I've seen Glen over the last year, and I've worked out when I think he can and can't win, and I've had a bit of success with him. I think when he's on Peter and Paul Snowden, when he's on James Cummings, good Glen rises to the top.
Okay.
Here he is.
His meal tickets, you mean?
Here he is riding for Cameron Crockett at Mudgee. Nice boy, Cameron Crockett at Mudgee, and his father was they're great racing people, but I'm just tipping Bad Glen.
Yeah.
Now, by saying that, now good Glen might watch the show and go, Pollett's tipping Bad Glen in this race, so I'll ride it like Sensational Glen. It's a complete fucking head fuck. It's like when you said that bloke never rides a winner. You said that about 4 weeks ago, and he came out, his next 11 rides, he rode 7 winners. All the jocks watch this show. Hello, boys.
God.
Hello, boys, in your Freddie Flintstone pyjamas.
That was Hugh Bowman, wasn't it?
Fucking Hugh Bowman. Oh, here he goes quiet this time of year,
Yeah.
But everything you say is like teetered with, maybe I want to back Nick Tock by saying we'll get
that Barricade form is better than people realise. It's beaten and absolutely smashed some reasonable country horses. It's flying. It's got Barrier 14. It's got Adam Horror on it, and it's about 20-1. It's definitely a bet. And the other one where I sort of had to go looking for it a little bit is number 9, Unyielding. I'm really interested in the Brenton of Dulla booking and the fact that it's second up. It was a nice run on the Acton last start, got beaten by a fairly decent country horse there, and I don't think it would have been primed without the trial. It'll be a lot fitter now, and it's got the gun on board, and it's another one at about 20-1 or something like that.
And coming from a great yard, Nick Olive, so I think you get these. You get a real good feel for these highways, Gorge. I think you look outside the whatever it is.
Well, my starting points were Nick Tock and Conniving, and I found some negatives at the prices, so I'm pretty keen at the odds backing Barricade and Unyielding.
And what about the fact that Conniving has been gunned down by Clipper twice, and there's no Clipper in this field?
But it's tied to Nick Tock there.
I know it's tied to Nick Tock, but Nick Tock is second up, 1,000 up to 1,200. Conniving is far more seasoned than he is.
Leap of Legend is supposedly the better chance.
Seems like bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Conniving, last 9 runs, no wins, 6 seconds.
Yeah, well, it's a highway.
Yeah, okay.
But they rarely blast.
What about the fact that Plucky Stars connected to both of them about 2?
What, you get beaten 6 Plucky Star?
Yeah, it's making ground late, ran 4th.
Look, I found an interesting highway. I thought it was, the favourite was a little bit short, and there were other bits and pieces in the race.
All right, Gord will be looking for the bits and pieces, and I'm always looking for bits and pieces.
Well, it's actually unusual because I've found 2 long shots I'm going to back, which makes me a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's squirming already. Gord just likes to pin the tail on the donkey on the 2-1 chance. Yeah. Give me a 2-1 chance.
Oh, fucking oath.
Race 5, the
2400.
Here it is again. Round and round and round they go.
$2.75 collateral, $3.60 Richard of York back from the Stayers Cup. $8.50 Jean, who's had a bit of time off there. $10 Quartermaster, $11 Northern Journey, $15 Get on the Grange, $17 Dowdson Charlie, $19 Epsom Hill, and Napoleon. And Richard of York will be on speed again, despite coming back in distance. Epsom Hill races well forward. He's David Hayes' scrapper. Napoleon has been kept fresh, and since the blinkers have been fitted, he's raced on the speed, and Get on the Grange shouldn't be too far away.
Did you read that little thing about David Hayes and that little minor blow up in Melbourne? That they got some country race on, for like on Melbourne Cup Day, I think it was, for like $500,000, and.
Oh yeah, because he's in the bush, but they're not going to let him go in the.
No.
So they've got a highway race, have they?
Darren Weir's allowed to have representatives in the race. Like he might have half the field and just own it, and then of course David Hayes trades out of Euroa, but hires 6 boxes at Flemington that are empty all the time for hosing out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So what?
But all the horses.
That is sensational.
Oh, they should just say, okay, you're not allowed either.
Well, make an ad hoc.
How can you have Darren Weir in it?
Successful in New South Wales. Just don't do it in Victoria.
Darren was going to have 10 runners in the fucking race. They're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10th.
Of course
and of course David Hayes wanted a lick of the stamp, and of course he said no. They said you've got boxes at Flemington that are all empty, and he has some old mate go down and hose them out every week in case they have to run something. They want to take it back.
Yeah, I know.
Put the saddle on. They're happy to pay the bill.
Yeah, it's their reserve.
Yeah.
Look, I always get
excited
when I see a 2400 metre race. This one left me a little bit cold.
Because the reason is you like 2400 metre form going. We've got one of the favourites going from 18 to 24 on collaterals, absolutely flying and ticks every box to get it. And you've got Richard of York 32, it's flat as a pancake, coming back to 24. So then when you look away from that and you start looking at other things like Get on the Grange and Doused and Charlie and Epsom Hill and Quartermaster, ridden by Kath, like you just get all gooey when you're doing the form. Am I right?
Come on, give us an angle here, Glenn.
Collateral. Fuck that. For once I'm just saying 18 to 24, not a problem. 4 wide throughout the other day, soft on the line, flying. When Baker gets him going, he can keep him going. It's the horse on the way up. It's the one not flat.
It's easy to like.
It's easy to like.
Gordy?
Yeah, no horse even compares to what Collateral's doing recently. There's only that one question mark.
So why did it start 5 to 4?
I was waiting for you to explain to me how I could ignore your pearl.
Yeah, but it was 19, 18, 24. It's sort of like...
It's all right.
You know, if you'd had 2 2,000 metre races, you wouldn't even care.
Sweet, so you've done it for me.
So, look, it's a sleight of hand. It's 19 and 18. Look, it's the only question mark in the race. Isn't it, I mean, I can't mark it this way, but isn't it an even money chance if the distance step up is a problem, it loses, and if it isn't, it wins?
Yes.
How easy is racing? They are clear as a bell.
Barrier racing, 10, England, just...
More wages for England. I'm glad he's getting some. Is he getting some more wages here? 2,700 if he wins. And then the 180, he earns 2,880. Wow. I earned about quarter of that a month for this. So good luck to you, Ty, because we'll all be on it. One thing about Ty, you never get bad Ty, you never get outstanding Ty, but you get pretty solid Ty every
solid as a rock.
Solid, you get a solid investment for your run. He's strong, balanced, and if he's on the right horse, it'll win. So he's a lot to like in a punting way. Yeah. I won't make any more commentary.
I don't know if there's anything to make mention of here. See, it's funny how Richard York is now going to start out in the betting at $3.60 and end up where? Whereas the other day he went $8 to $3.60.
And poor little plot twist. Probably after the race, the only horse that could win got him. Good old little plot twist. Anyway, that's the end of part 1. They're the first 5 races. We'll be back with the quaddy legs. We can't wait to give them to you.